We're on the island of misfit toys. Toys, 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 toys.
Ho, ho, ho. And no, I'm not talking about your mother. Welcome, everyone, to the shitty holiday edition of John Rambo Presents The Show. I am John, and I am joined by the jolliest elf of all, ladies and gentlemen, OJ.
Hello, everyone.
That's terrible.
You said elf, man. If you're Santa, I gotta go with the high-pitched thing. What do you want?
So you have to impersonate an elf because I called you an elf?
Yeah.
I meant it as a compliment. You turned it into something silly.
I didn't mean to turn it into something silly. I'm sorry.
So you having a nice day today?
Pretty
John?
good.
How was work today? Did you have a nice day?
Yeah, the office is pretty empty, but still chugging along.
People are getting laid off. What's going on?
No. A lot of guys took the, a couple days up before the weekend to go get ready for Christmas and finish their shopping. You're
a machine. You say, I don't care about this holiday's birth of this child who means nothing to me. I will work day and night for you. Is that what happened?
I am a lean, mean, coding something that rhymes with machine, but is a different word that I can't think of.
All right, so you brought it up, so I'm going to start off today's show by wishing everyone a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, a Jolly Kwanzaa, a Super Festivus. Am I leaving anything out here?
Oh, gosh, there's always something.
There's always something. Someone's going to be offended.
I guess probably maybe some of the old, everyone who's celebrating the winter solstice, that's today, I believe.
Okay, happy non-denominational holiday season.
Happy end of year.
Yes. Yes, we also want to take this time to wish everyone a Happy New Year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because sadly, there will be no show next week.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was actually my line right there. You stole my line. But we're not doing a show next week. We talked about we're going to take the last week of the year off. We've done, I think, 14 straight shows, which is pretty awesome.
I'd say
that's like
so.
A couple months worth of shows, right?
That's like 3, practically.
It's like 3 months straight.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the holiday season and different things going on. We're going to take the last week off and then come back in 2012, recharged, re-energized, and perhaps more powerful than ever before. So I'm giving you the week off. You happy about this?
Thanks. I'm going to spend the time with my family, and maybe we'll get the heater turned on so it won't be so cold.
I think the plan is that'll be the only. We never talked about this, so I'm just throwing this. This will be like the only week of the year that we take off. I think that's the plan.
As long as we can arrange to use Skype, I think we'll be okay.
I think we'll be fine. And Skype, I mean, we've done it where you've been in other parts of the country.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We've done it where I wasn't at my house. So it seems like it's a great thing to do. And like even if I can record stuff on, like if I could call you on the phone. So if you're in like a car or something, we'd even do it.
Yeah, if one of us is away from our computer, the other person.
As long as someone's on Skype, we can record, and someone has a phone. I mean, it's possible. So
yeah, as long as Congress doesn't shut down the internet or anything, we should be okay.
Right. So there's no show next week. I'm kind of sad about it, but we're gonna recharge and come back stronger, better than ever. But there is good news, my Ramborgia friends.
Fret not, young ones.
The Ramborgia. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But first of all, we have an entire show to do for you right now. So that's cool. And second of all, we're going to be recording a mailbag, Rambo's mailbag. We recorded right after we're done with this. We're going to record it, and that will be going up next week instead of the show. And that'll be available for your listening enjoyment next week. So it's not all bad news, you know?
Don't worry. You'll get your daily dose of John Rambo and OJ.
Yes, exactly. So if you've been paying attention to the last couple shows, we've been trying to form a name for the viewers/listeners. We've received many excellent suggestions, and I believe we have actually settled upon a name. Is that true? Did you talk about this, or I just did this myself?
We talked about it.
We did talk about this. So drum roll, please, OJ. Is that an actual drum?
Those are my fingernails on my desk.
Put that on the Christmas. You need an actual snare drum for the show. I believe
Okay.
we're going with the Ramborgia.
Yeah.
To its very creative and distinct naming abilities. I think it was very creative. It was actually made by a dude named Plywood Cutout Cow. This dude came up with it. I just think it's a really cool name. What do you think about the name?
Ramborgia?
Yes.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It was basically the Borgia. We're an evil group, of course. If you play Assassin's Creed, you know who they are.
If you're a big fan of Jeremy Irons.
Well, I don't know what is this reference?
There's a TV thing there that they're doing a series. Either they've done already or are going to be doing about the Borgia, starring Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons from what show are we talking here?
Jeremy Irons, the actor. Come on, he was in the D&D movie. Duh. I'm kidding, dude. I'm kidding. But no, he's like he was a pretty famous actor. I don't remember what else he's been in, but
so it's like a miniseries about the Borgia.
Yeah,
and that's what you're referencing here for everyone. Because everyone's going to watch this apparently.
Yeah, and I think I did find a drum roll.
And how many people would understand this reference?
I'm not sure, but if there's one person out there, I will consider it a success.
You got to try to make references more people understand, man. That's, all right, whatever.
Don't make me click the drum button. I will click the drum button if you make me.
This will be one of the things we talk about in our week off. We'll have a meeting instead of the show, and I will scold you. Oh my God! You pulled the drum beat out.
I found it.
All right, I take back any negative I just threw your way.
Thank you.
That's classic.
So,
but I like the name a lot. I like how Rambo fits in there, and it's very. I don't know. There's nothing else like that in the world. The Ramborgia. I also want to thank everyone that came up with all the other suggestions.
Yeah, there's some good ones in there.
And we will still use all the other ones as well from time to time. I think that will be like the Ramborgia will be like the main one, and then from time to time we'll sprinkle in the other ones because they're all good. And everyone that watches and listens, feel free to comment and use whatever one you like as well. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it just flows right off the tongue too. It's not.
There are no winners or losers here. Everyone gets a trophy, right?
Yes.
So, OJ, what's been going on with you this week, sir?
Well, I can tell you one main thing I've been doing this week. Well, aside from trying to surmount my video equipment technology issues.
Yeah, somebody made a video about this.
Yeah, about my lack of being able to make a video for the past week, despite the first 2 weeks of being lazy.
What's going on with the video? I didn't watch. What's going on here?
It's just basically me sitting in front of my 10,000 locks on my door, talking, just doing a brief, "Hey guys, what's up? I'm going to try and get some stuff out there. My video camera is yelling at me, and my video."
What are the technical problems you're having? What's going on here?
Well, it looked like my video editing software got messed up when I installed some audio drivers for some equipment, unrelated, because I stopped getting sound on my videos. But then I went back, and after trying it for a few days, it looks like now I think I might be able to get it to work. I think my camera records in a format my video editor can't handle. So I'd have to convert it. But
how do you have exactly 700 subscribers?
Exactly 700?
Yeah. What is up with that? I think the whole thing's bugged. There's been like the last 2 days, you've had exactly 700 subscribers. I was like, how is that possible?
Hey, I'd be happy having 700 subscribers.
I think it just screwed up, and they just gave you a number. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, I'll take it. It's pretty good. I mean, I'd like 777 just because that's a funnier number. But
your channel is, of course,
Fresh OJ Some Pulp.
YouTube.com/Fresh OJ Some Pulp.
/users/Fresh OJ Some Pulp, right? Do you have?
I don't think you have to put user in. I don't think you have to.
I've been typing an extra 6 characters just because.
That's actually the address, but you don't have to do it.
Yeah. But when I wasn't trying to record a video and making people wonder if I was sober or not, I've been out shopping.
All right, let me talk about my channel, and then we'll get to the shopping. So I want to talk about shopping as well.
Yeah.
So on my channel, I made a video. You don't know? I don't think you know about this yet, but made a video yesterday with my friend Mike. You know Mike?
Oh yeah.
I don't think you've seen him in a long time.
Oh no, he's pretty cool though.
Okay, well, I'm sure he's happy to hear that. You think he's cool, but I've been putting out original music on YouTube, obviously. So I've enlisted Mike's help. He's helping me put some songs together, and he's playing some instruments. So we made a quick 2-minute video saying that we needed a drummer, as I spoke about last week's show as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking for a drummer to complete this. It's not really going to work if we don't have a drummer. So hopefully someone will materialize before our very eyes. It's not easy to find these people. I don't know.
You think everyone would show up for a drum roll call?
You would think people just want to beat on drum skins, but it's not the case.
Yeah, they don't want to play. They just want to bang on their drums all day.
So if so you can check out that video and for more details. Another thing I announced was that I put the 3 songs I did up for download at this website called Bandcamp.
Oh yeah, that's a good place.
You've heard of this before?
Yeah, I've never been there, but I've heard of it.
Okay, yeah. One of the viewers actually threw it my way, and you could put
Good call.
your audio on there, your music on there, and it's like you charge like $1 per song. So I set that up as a great site. It looks really nice the way it's set up. You can put pictures and all kinds of things. So I created JohnRamboPresents.bandcamp.com, and I have the 3 songs that I made up there for $1 each, or you can buy them all at once for $3. And the proceeds from that go towards getting equipment and better sounding things your way, like, recording equipment and things like that. Because I think the idea is to record all these songs in a more professional manner at some point in 2012.
Good deal.
It's one of the things I'm looking forward to. So you can check that out, and it's pretty much what's going on my channel right now. So,
Well, you've certainly been busy.
yeah, we've been talking about things. We have a lot of stuff that we're holding off on until 2012. There's a lot of new series, a lot of new video ideas I got in my head. So kind of holding off for the new year. This year's going to be pretty awesome. And you and I are obviously working on a lot of different projects too. So
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you guys are going to really enjoy next year.
I got a couple of messages for people that were like the songs I put on the Bandcamp thing are the same songs I put on YouTube. So people are like, oh, that people could download this, the videos themselves off YouTube and just get it that way. They don't have to pay you. But it's not really about that. I mean, the most important thing is that people are listening to it and enjoying it. And no matter how you go about doing that, that's the most important thing. But if you want to contribute something towards, if you want to get behind what I'm doing, or if you like what I'm doing, and you want to see more of it, then this is an opportunity for you to contribute towards that. That's all it is, really. Not looking to make $1 million off it. It's just maybe a couple extra bucks so I can get a new guitar or something,
Get another guitar pick. I mean, come on, you're down to what?
And a couple of people did actually get a couple songs, so that was really awesome.
Cool.
That's a great feeling because it's like, you made something and someone wants to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Definitely, dude.
John Rambo presents costly and optional entertainment. coming in 2012. All right, so you brought up shopping. What was going on with your shopping this year? First of all, how were the stores? Which stores did you go to, and how were the crowds and things like that?
All right, well, we're on the town center here, and I spent a bunch of time looking online, but I spent a while just wandering around the town center. It wasn't too crazy. I had no troubles walking. I actually didn't get a chance to see how many people were lined up for Santa, which makes me somewhat sad. I forgot.
Did you line up for Santa?
No, I was just running through trying to get finish stuff so I could eat dinner and get some sleep before I went to bed. Wait.
We should give a shout out to our brothers and sisters who worked retail this holiday.
Yeah.
Throw that in there because we've done that before.
We know your pain.
All you guys that have done that, my hat's off to you.
Stay strong.
And I'm sure you all did a great job, and God bless.
Enjoy Sunday.
All right, continue, John.
Okay, so it didn't seem to be as ridiculously full as I remembered in past years, but
right.
Maybe more people are buying online. Maybe fewer people are buying stuff in general. I mean, I was at one store where I'd been last year, and I couldn't get a salesperson to save my life. And this year, there was somebody right there when I walked in. So
okay.
It was a little bit busy, but not so bad. Makes me a little bit worried. I never waited in line for more than 5 minutes. So
do you annoy with the Christmas music that just keeps playing over and over?
It got stuck in my head, but not until I was about to leave the mall. So once I left the mall, it was still stuck in my head until I hit the car and got some rock and roll going.
What would you divulge into what gifts you got? Maybe a couple things. Maybe I know your entire family listens to this every week. But do you want to get into what kind of stuff did you get?
Well, I can tell you a funny story about trying to figure out what to get my uncle.
I would love to hear a funny story.
All right, it's not incredible.
It better be funny though.
Oh well, maybe
That's
funny
just
was being
story.
generous. Might just
All right,
be
go
a
ahead.
story, but I find weird things funny. So, my family with my aunt and uncle and cousins, we do a Secret Santa type deal, so that we don't end up having everybody who doesn't know everyone else quite as well going buying 12,000 gifts for everybody. Makes it simpler. Instead of getting a bunch of little gifts, you get maybe one bigger gift of something you actually like. So, I was having humongous problems trying to figure out what to get my uncle. First of all, my mom did the Secret Santa and called me at the office holiday party And I'm like, okay, Mom, can I talk later? I'm kind of busy right now. She's like, no, they're going to pull the name for you. It's okay. I'm a little busy. Like, okay. So they pull it. Mom's like, oh, you've got to get something for me. I'm like, okay. And then 2 days ago, my mom tells me, oh, no, you're shopping for Uncle Raymond. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, how's it a secret if she's telling you that you're buying something for her?
I don't even know what was going on.
It's not a Secret Santa anymore.
No, I know. I mean, if everyone's there when they're pulling the names, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Right.
So I got my uncle, and I was having a heck of a time trying to figure out what to get him. So I called my cousin Mike, and what's funny is last year, Mike didn't know what to get him, and I had said, oh, yeah, well, and he remembered I had talked about a tequila I liked, so he bought my uncle the tequila that I really liked, El Tesoro, and gave that to him. So I called my cousin, and the first thing he says is, oh, yeah, just get him more tequila. I'm like, what? But you don't get someone the same gift 2 years in a row, right? Isn't that something you don't do?
It's something they want. I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I checked with my parents, and my mom's like, get him wine. I'm like, is my uncle a lush or something? Everyone's telling me to get him alcohol.
Get him a syringe full of vodka.
Yeah, I did not know. I mean, I was kind of at a loss of what to do, so I figured, you know what? I'm going to go to the liquor store. If they have the tequila, my cousin tells me to get my uncle, I'll get that. Otherwise, I'll get him a nice bottle of wine. And they didn't have the good stuff, so I ended up getting him some wine. And then I realized, wait a second, I've got some red. I'm going to throw in there's a limit on how much you can spend, and the wine got pretty close to the limit. So I'm going to toss.
It's complicated.
Yeah, so I'm just going to toss. I'm going to toss him in one of the candles I made that looks like a glass of red wine. So nice.
I like how you guys created like the Secret Santa thing to like probably to simplify the holidays. So like everyone just buys one thing, right? But it sounds like it's the most complicated thing ever.
It gets better. It gets better.
Yes.
So I didn't know what to get my uncle. My dad didn't know what to get my cousin. And nobody knew what to get anybody else. My mom didn't know what to get my other cousin. So we're all just calling around in circles trying to figure out what people want. And my cousin, actually, it was pretty funny, to me at least, because I asked him what he wanted. I mean, I was going to try and be all like slick, like, yeah, my parents asked me what I wanted. I had no idea what to tell them. Are you in the same boat? What did you say? It'd be like, yeah, try and tell him. My parents are like, just ask him what he wants. Don't beat around the bush. My cousin just says, you know what? Actually, get me some liquor. Okay, I'm seeing a trend in my family here. No, the thing is, he's trying, he wanted to set up like a quote unquote gentleman's bar, like at his house, like, have some nice, classy liquor and whatnot. And he's like, I've got this,
a place to lure women into that they cannot escape from, that has liquor available.
Well, the funny thing is, the only liquor he had, like he listed what he had.
Liquor dungeon.
A liquor, oh gosh. That sounds really weird.
Yeah, these exist.
Liquor dungeon?
Yeah.
That sounds like an act you wouldn't be able to put on regular television. But anyway, so he was funny. He's like, I've got some whiskey, I've got gin, I have vodka, I've got tequila. I'm like, okay. He doesn't have any cordials. So I'm like, there we go. Gonna get him some cordials. Call my parents back. Everyone's happy.
So everyone's drunk. Everyone's happy. That's what we learned.
Well, we're happy when we're not drunk. Honestly, no one ever really gets drunk at
happier
holidays
when
in my
you are
family.
drunk.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
All right. Well, the most important question I have for you.
Oh, pants. Over
the holiday season. Did you get me a Christmas present? How expensive is it?
What?
2 questions. Is it lavish?
Lavish?
Is it a lavish gift?
I have something here for you, but
that doesn't sound like it's lavish. That sounds like maybe something you pulled out of the trash and wrote my name on it quickly.
No, it was
5 seconds ago.
Honestly, it was something I bought you on vacation that I saw and thought you might enjoy. It's nothing big.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna let everyone know what it is, and they will be the judge.
What, you're gonna let them know what I got you?
Yeah.
Oh, after the fact.
After the fact. So I do have something for you. I don't know if it's necessarily a gift because it's basically what I owe you for doing the show, or your half of what we've been compensated for by doing the show for the last 14 weeks. But I am giving it to you, so I guess it's kind of like it's a gift. I don't know.
Well, if you really want, you could leave your car unlocked, put it in the car, and I could steal it, and then you wouldn't have to wonder about it anymore.
That makes zero sense, dude. I was going to give you a nice gift, and this is what you're saying to steal from me?
Well, you said you weren't sure.
I think I'm gonna keep your half.
You said you weren't sure if it was a gift or not, and if you're
right, OJ's not getting a gift this year, I'm keeping it.
What I'm saying is, you said you weren't sure if it was a gift or not, and I was just presenting to you a way to not have to worry about whether it's a gift or not.
Right.
That's all. I'm just trying to be helpful.
Okay. Well, let's talk about a little bit what I did this week. I saw the new Sherlock Holmes movie.
Oh, nice.
Which is, I think it's called Game of Shadows or something. I don't exactly know what it's called.
The Shadow.
Something with shadows. I don't know.
The Hedgehog.
Shadow dancing.
Shadow the Hedgehog's game. That's
Sherlock Holmes, Shadow the Hedgehog's game.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. But I thought the movie was awesome. Really liked the movie. I don't think it did that well domestically.
Ah.
Well, I love the movie. I like the first one a lot too. I think everyone should check it out. Some funny stuff in it.
I think.
But
yeah.
I want to talk about the trailers that I saw for this movie.
All right.
Get your impressions on them as well.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen any trailers, but go on.
Okay. The first one, Jack and the Beanstalk.
Huh?
There's a Jack and the Beanstalk movie coming out.
Is this because of Tangled or something?
No, it's like live action people and stuff.
Oh, weird. Well, I heard Tangled was good. That's why I was asking.
No, it's not anything like that. It's a live action. It's actually called Jack the Giant Killer.
Oh, that sounds unpleasant.
And it actually looks pretty cool because I do like that story. But it's a movie based off that old. Is that an Aesop fable? I don't even know.
I don't think it's Aesop's fable. Well, maybe one might be one in Grimm's, but it doesn't sound creepy enough to be an original Grimm's.
Somebody's fable. So, Jack and the Beanstalk, the movie is coming soon.
Just think of that. Just for one quick second, think of the original story.
It's not Peter Molyneux's fable. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. Does Jack get incredibly fat after eating like one piece of chicken? But
if the movie sucks, then maybe Peter Molyneux was responsible.
Well, just think of the original plot. A man lies in his home, sleeping, dreaming of his next meal. He awakes to find a small man stealing from him. He captures the man, but the man breaks free and then kills him as he tries to chase him out of his land. I mean...
Yeah, well, at least they were transparent in showing that it was actually based on that story, because they show, like, the vine go up, and they show, like, there's a giant. They could have, like, hit it and be like, Jack the Giant Killer. And be like, okay.
That's the funny thing. If he doesn't... by calling him Jack the Giant Killer, the name only makes sense if he kills the giant. I mean, unless he's already killed giants by the time this happens.
Yeah, well, you already know the end because it's based on the original story, like we said, so...
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, just to see how they did it.
They could have
that was
kind of
interesting. It's kind of a weird idea. The second one that I saw, the second trailer, Battleship.
I saw that one, actually, a while back.
Which I guess is based off the Battleship...
Game.
Board game. But I don't remember being like a cyborg in that game. I don't know. Maybe I had like an old version of it. Is there like a new version that has like cyborgs and?
I mean, there's Battleship Advanced Mission, which has like aircraft carriers actually have aircraft and special stuff you can do.
Yeah.
But I don't know of there being some crazy cyber version.
Okay, well, Battleship.
Well, don't forget who one of the people it stars.
Who is it?
You may have seen him in such films as Taken.
I did not.
Seriously. The lead actor from Taken?
Yes, Liam Neeson, yes.
That guy was awesome.
All right, the third one I saw, the new Men in Black movie.
They're fun, but
It's just strange in the first place, but this one has time travel involved in it.
And you know that any movie that has time travel is instantly 10% better.
So they're kind of like, it's a movie about aliens and people getting their memories wiped and stuff. We gotta add time travel to that.
What I didn't realize though is that
step it up a notch.
The comic it's based on. Apparently, the Men in Black didn't they used to kill people instead of wiping their memories?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go out there and boldly make statements I'm not sure of.
Okay, well, I don't know if that's true, but I read it on the internets.
I actually would be as bold to say that the comic is probably better than the movie, even though I've never read it.
Well, it happens a lot.
It's quite possible.
It's not a rare thing.
Right. I did go out and get some Christmas presents.
Yes. Anything in particular? Any fun Christmas shopping stories?
I went out and I got cards. You get cards for people. Usually the female members of the family enjoy cards. I don't know if you do this.
Not usually.
You don't get, because you guys are just getting drunk. You can't read when you're drunk.
Oh,
so
come on, dude.
But I hate getting cards because they're like somewhere like $3-4 here, like the Hallmark store in the mall, you know.
Oh yeah.
And obviously everyone just throws them away. They keep them out for like a day. It has words that are nice, but you didn't write them yourself. So when I get one of these things from someone, do I read it and like, oh wow, this is what this person feels about me? It's like no.
Honestly, I try to buy blank cards.
All right, that's even worse. Then you actually have to write something yourself.
Well, so
I don't want to get involved with that.
It's not that bad.
Because then maybe you write something a little nicer for someone, and the other person is mad. Then they start to fight. They bring you into it. It's all about brawl on Christmas.
I remember a friend of mine
That's
once asked, "Hey, if you're going to give me money, just don't bother buying a card and give me the extra $3 or $4."
Right. So I did this. What I started doing is I just grab random cards when I go. I did this last year.
My condolences.
We actually did a video last year when we were playing Street Fighter a lot with Don'tBlowThis.com guys.
Yeah.
I got everyone a card. We read the cards out on the air on the stream, and like some people got cards for like 5-year-olds, and someone said like to my grandmother, and it was like I gave it to like Howard or whatever, or like to my niece.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I kind of did that again this year, and I grabbed a bunch of cards, and then I kind of split them up when I get home. My mother is getting a card that's completely in Spanish this year. She does not actually speak Spanish at all. And I got a very special one for you. You're gonna love it. So I'm gonna have you read that on the air once you get it. It's a pretty good one.
Oh gosh.
So
I'm.
Then I just go to like I don't know what to get people, so I just go to like I went to like Target. I was walking around, and you just find random stuff. I found a telescope for $20.
Dang.
You think that's good, or you think it's gonna suck?
I don't know. I mean, they can be pretty cool. If you find someone who likes astronomy, then awesome.
Somebody's gonna get in my family, but I mean, for $20, is that how good could it be though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of nervous about that.
I'm not really that up and up on what's a good telescope or not.
Right. Then my grandparents, I'm trying to get them something. Every time I give them something, they wind up giving it back to me.
Oh?
So I usually get this. They used to like it, or they said they liked it, and they asked me to get it for them. It's like this. It's not Pepperidge Farms. It's like Heritage Farms or something like that.
Yeah.
Like all the malls during Christmas time will set up these booths.
Yeah, they got them.
Have this stuff. And it's like a cheese and like a sausage and like a knife, right? And it comes in like a nice gift package.
Yeah.
So they always wanted that, so I'd give it to them. They always ask for it every year. I give it to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then like a week later, they'll like give it back to me.
Wow.
I don't even want it.
I don't even like such as what?
Yeah, so they just give it back. I don't know. So and I don't even want it because I don't like it, So if I wind up getting it back, I'll probably give it to you.
Oh boy.
And I don't know, I get a couple other odds and ends, and DVDs are always good. Blu-rays, just go and grab a couple and throw those at people. And
Yeah, those work out pretty well.
I don't know. I'd rather get nothing and then just give nothing at the same time. Is that a horrible thing to say?
No, I mean, one of my friends was talking with me last night, and we were wondering what it'd be like if, instead of buying, gifts for everybody, if everybody just spent maybe, I don't know, a certain dollar amount, maybe $100 on themselves, buying whatever they wanted. Or
There's always awkward situations. I remember me and my uncle one time exchanged gifts. We gave money to each other. So, like, I gave him $50, right?
Yeah.
And a card with $50 in cash in it. And he gives me a card, $100 in cash in it.
Oh, no.
So, like, what is the gift?
Oh, no.
He lost $50, and I don't know. I gained $50. I don't know. It's just bizarre, man.
Well, one thing I was thinking, if you're going to do something like everybody buys themselves themselves stuff up to a certain amount of money, but what if the list of what you're allowed to buy was made up by the other people in your family?
Yeah, but it's so complicated. It's already complicated as it is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of things, man. You got to go through the bad solutions till you get to the good one.
You guys got to figure out what relatives you're actually going to run into during Christmas, and do you have to get them something or not?
Yeah, it's tough, and you got to make sure you don't leave anybody out.
And you got to make sure you don't take a loss.
Well, the thing is,
how much did I spend? How much am I going to get back? And then
come on, you don't
kind of look at the numbers.
Man.
You play the numbers game. You try to make a little profit off the deal too.
Aw, dude, no. My problem is I don't want, like, for a couple members of my family, the only stuff I can figure out for them costs a lot, and you don't want to go over. You don't want to go over that limit.
Right.
Because that's bad
well,
too.
Here's the truth. I'm joking around here. I love Christmas time. I like Christmas. I love doing the whole thing. I like the music. I like the scope and the scenery and all that stuff. And I want to get people really nice gifts. I just don't have the means to do it. You know? I'm sure you feel this. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. You'd like to get everyone like awesome gifts, but you just don't you just don't have the cash flow.
Yeah.
So it becomes kind of like a I'll just settle on things, and then it's not really a good feeling, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think they're just happy that knowing you thought of them, that you got them something.
I hope so.
No, yeah, dude, that's what it's about, man. It's not like I bought you a Lexus, love me.
Got to keep Christ in Christmas, John.
Aye.
All right, so let's move on to the comments.
Oh boy.
We asked you for your Christmas stories or Christmas comments last week, and many people have done so. So what do we got, OJ? Read them off, sir.
Well, what's funny is I got this list of comments here, and there's just the name of somebody who gives us a lot of comments, but there's no comment attached to it.
What are you talking about?
It just says futuristic, and then there's no comment.
I have a comment.
I mean, I've got the Shadow of Mork's comment. That's the first one you've actually written here that I can see.
Oh, well, I guess you don't have the right thing, so I'm going to have to start this off.
All right.
This one's from Nesquik Penguin.
Nesquik Penguin?
Which is a pretty awesome name.
Yes.
Yeah. Nesquik, penguin-flavored Nesquik is coming soon.
I do prefer to call it Nestle Quick, but that's a cool name.
In 2012. It says, I've watched all the shows, and some of them more than once. I'm a huge fan. They're my favorite thing on YouTube by far. I have trouble sleeping, so when I'm laying down, I'll put on an episode of the show and listen until I can't fall asleep, which sometimes becomes counterproductive because I stay up to listen to it. My worst gift I've ever received was a sex toy in the mail because it was sent to the wrong address. Keep up the amazing work and have a holy ballsy Christmas.
Is that Holly Ballsy Christmas?
I think it is Holly. I changed it to holy though, so I guess it's funnier.
Oh, okay.
A holy ballsy Christmas.
A Holly Ballsy Christmas. You'd have to be careful that you don't get a rash.
If you go to church this Christmas, that'll be what your priest says at the end.
Aww.
The holy ballsy Christmas. So he says the show's the best thing on YouTube. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
It's better than cat and dog videos. And is it better than videos of people getting hit in the balls with various objects? I don't know about that, but that's his opinion. That's awesome that he feels that way. And I totally get what he's saying. Like he says he listens to when he can't sleep, he listens to the show, which is an audio thing. That's really an awesome thing to say because I really appreciate that because that's what I've always done. In my travels,
when I
can't sleep, I'll throw on some audio. I belong to actually a pro wrestling website that does audio stuff. I'll listen to that. Or in the past, I would listen to like Howard Stern, Opie and Anthony, things like that. So if someone's doing that for me with my show, that's pretty awesome,
Oh yeah.
And he says that the worst gift he ever got was a sex toy in the mail because it was sent to the wrong address. So my question for you, OJ, I have a question for you.
Oh, this can't end well.
Is it worse if you ordered a sex toy and it was sent to the wrong address and then that person returned it to you? So you personally ordered it, they got it, and they brought it to you, and they know what you got. Or is it worse if you randomly got someone else's sex toy in the mail that you did not order?
I think it's worse if you order one and somebody else picks it up. I think that's pretty bad, embarrassing. Unless, of course, she's hot and into it and single, but probably it's a bad plan.
Right, that could be a conversation starter. That's a great conversation starter, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I have your sex toy, and you go, oh yes, well let's try it out. Like that, that's how you would play it.
Depends on which neighbor it goes to, though.
Right. It could all be all very wrong as well.
Yeah, or
someone might get the wrong idea.
It could go to somebody who just shreds the dang thing, like sees what it is, throws it in the trash, and acts like it never happened.
If you really got someone else's in the mail, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, but just think of how it must feel to go to somebody and say, this thing from, I don't know, poundingstore.com is for you.
If you have like a girlfriend or a wife or something, she might get like really upset with you and think that maybe you actually ordered it yourself.
Like with a fake name.
With a fake name, and then she found it.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do that, you'd have it delivered to the office or something, right?
Right. I don't know. Well, these are the questions of life. Perhaps in 2012, these questions and more will be answered.
Stay tuned.
It's the secrets and mysteries of life. So thank you, Nesquik Penguin, for that comment. Moving on here, futuristic is one that you don't have.
Yeah, there we go.
Futuristic, it says, we should be called the ball sacks. That made me laugh, so I decided to put it in here.
Yeah.
And I love seeing these types of comments on the videos. It's almost like we have our own culture going now.
A culture of testicular humor.
Right, it's an entire culture. So you imagine you're like a random person, okay? You're like just a normal random guy. Come home from work today. You had a nice day at work, just like you did. You come home from work. I want to see what's on YouTube today. Go to YouTube, and then you see the thumbnail for John Rambo Presents The Show. You just suddenly try that out. What is this, The Show? You click on it. Listening to it sounds pretty good. Let's shout some of these comments, and you see things like, we should be called the ball sacks.
Wait, what?
You probably blow some people's minds. So we have it's a whole new our own culture going here. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, it's funny because we're fairly tame, when we're talking about stuff. Every now and then we go off the deep end. Then you get to the comments and it's like, balls, 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 balls. Balls, balls? Balls.
Well, there's also shitty and, gonorrhea and all
yeah,
kinds
well,
of
I'm going to say half of that, but yeah, it's pretty funny stuff.
All right, so why don't you take over the comments since I think you have them all now.
All right. So speaking of going off the deep end a little bit,
Yeah.
this is from Shadow of Morks, and I'm kind of hoping that this isn't a double entendre. Is it bad that I would love for John and OJ to come down my chimney this Christmas?
Read it again, you messed up.
Is it bad that I would love for John and OJ to come down my chimney this Christmas?
So you think it's like that? I didn't think of it like that.
I don't think it's like... I'm sorry, I got a dirty
you're
mind.
taking it?
I think dirty things... I don't think that's how it was written, but I think dirty things first. I think that...
I thought he just wanted to hang out or something.
Yeah, no, believe me, my second thought after, oh gosh, get your mind out of the gutter, was that was a very nice, heartfelt sentiment, and I think, personally, that I'm very flattered that someone wants to come hang out with them this Christmas.
Right.
It's a time when you hang out with the people you really love
Well,
and care about.
depending on who you live with and things like that, it probably is a bad idea because you might be arrested if you live with, your parents or something. You come down the chimney.
Yeah.
Probably be taken into custody. But I appreciate the invitation. Maybe someday, probably not like Christmas, I'm usually busy around the holidays. Maybe someday I'll just come down the chimney. Just show up.
Could you get the chimney widened a little bit? I'm pretty sure I wouldn't make it unless it was a really big fireplace.
And you might be asleep, and I might take some things, and you may never know who did it. That's also a possibility, but I appreciate since I'm invited, maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, I wonder if we were vampires, could we go down the chimney now? Because is that an invitation?
People don't even have chimneys anymore. Do you have a chimney?
Yeah, my parents do.
They do?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they do, right? I don't have a chimney,
that big brick thing sticking out the top of our house?
That's what that is.
Yeah,
Those
man.
are garbage chute and dumping things in there.
That's probably why they haven't lit a fire in there for a year or two.
All right, let's continue with the comments.
All right, we got a comment here from Nero Must Die 1. Here's a story a few years ago. My sister got me a baseball cap. It had the Yankees logo on it. The problem was I'm a Mets fan, and she knew.
What would that be like for you? Because I know you like the Red Sox.
My favorite baseball team is the Red Sox, followed
by
by the Mets.
If you got a Yankees hat, how would you feel?
I would feel probably really embarrassed because if the person was making fun of me by buying a Yankees hat, I'd be okay. But if they actually thought I would enjoy a Yankees hat, I'd feel really, really bad because I do not like the
said that
Yankees.
she knew that he didn't like them.
Yeah. Okay, well in that case,
she used Christmas as a time to spite someone. It's supposed to be a time for joy, laughter, cookies.
Cookies.
All kinds of things, and she decided to do that to him.
That's harsh, man.
How should he retaliate? What do you think he should do?
Retaliate? Dude, this is going to be escalation. This is family, man.
There's got to be some Christmas retaliation.
Aw, dude.
You don't do it right away. You wait. You plan it. You take the next entire year to plan the Christmas retaliation for the next year, and then you unleash it on a grand scale.
I mean, if he really wants to troll his sister, get her some Red Sox stuff.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty much the meanest.
You dump red paint on her while she's asleep. That's what you do.
Put either that or you put no, I'm not gonna say anything. I was just picturing The Godfather with the horse's head in the bed. But
you put a horse's okay. OJ suggests you put a horse's head in her bed. All right, let's move on here.
Okay.
What do you got?
This one is from Young Either young Z5, young SY5, or young sis. Have a ballsy Christmas and a pulpy New Year, John and OJ. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And a merry holy balls miss to you as well.
Yes, and a
continue.
fresh New Year. All right. Okay, you want to do this one, dude, or do you want it to be to have some substitutions here?
You can keep going. You're doing fine.
All right, this one is from CM Punk.
I'd pull you out if you were doing it bad. If you're doing fine, I'm going to let you shoot the Jays.
It wasn't for that
there.
reason. I'll tell you. You'll figure it out in a minute.
All right.
This one's from CM Punk Massaro SVR.
Yes.
When I was 7, my mom got me a Game Boy Advance. Well, I thought it was a Game Boy Advance, but instead it was some zicky little thing. Was a toy Game Boya Advance that lets you play some weird butt water game where you have to make the water go to the left side of the screen, from the left side of the screen to the right side of the game. Yet somehow it's still more enjoyable than Modern Warfare 3. I also got a box of paper clips.
Cool.
Honestly, you can do a lot with a box of paper clips, dude. If you get one of those magnetic bases, you can stand those things.
Well, John, I have to inform you that's actually what I got you.
A box of paper clips?
Yeah.
Dude, I've got Buckyballs. This will be awesome.
I know what he's talking about, that thing with the water.
I've had similar things. I haven't had that particular one, though.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's kind of lame, though, if you wanted a Game Boy Advance and then you got that instead.
Yeah.
Like, are you just trying to scar a child for life? Like, what are you thinking?
I mean, I have to wonder if they tried to get a Game Boy Advance.
Well, if you couldn't get it, just don't get it. You don't reference it. Here, I'm not going to get what you wanted, but I'm going to remind you of what you wanted by getting you a crappy $2 knockoff of it.
Yeah, it's like if you want a Superman figure and they give you, like, some famous man flying.
No, they give you Aquaman. You want Superman figure, they give you Aquaman.
Hey, Aquaman's awesome, dude.
No, come on.
But I remember I wanted a Game Boy when I was a little kid. And to try and get me to get a Game Boy, see, I was a very picky eater. So my parents set up a point system where if I tried new foods, I could earn points toward the Game Boy.
Trickery.
It wasn't trickery. They were trying to, get me to earn my way there. And they eventually, I think once Christmas came, they just gave it to me. I don't even remember how many points I had.
Right.
My sister got one too, so it was fair. All right, we good?
Cool. Yes.
So moving on, this one's from Rick Skier, who we've got a bunch of comments from Rick.
Rick Skier's always on here. He's like the third member of the show at this point. Jeez. Him and Toltzquaddle, whatever his name is.
Toltzquaddle.
That dude's always on too. All right, let's go here. What's he got?
Oh man, I remember a horrible Christmas. I was in middle school at the time. Editor's note, middle school is usually going to inspire a lot of horrible times, at least looking back. My friend brought a gift to me at Christmas Eve, and I quickly took it and threw it under the tree because we were going out. The next morning, I remember smelling this terrible smell as I woke up. I go downstairs to look for it, and everyone else wakes up to this horrific smell. We start to unwrap the gifts, and I open my friend's, and wow, he put dog poop and egg yolks in a box. WTF.
I had this terrible feeling in my stomach when you were reading that, because I thought he was going to say that the gift was like a pet or like some sort of an animal.
Oh,
that had died. Like that's what I was going through my mind while I was reading this.
Like if the little girl in Lady and the Tramp never opened her present.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was just horrible smell, and there was like a dead cat in there because we kept it in the box for like a day.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
That is awful. Yeah. So, this is Christmas pranks. I don't know. Christmas is time for all kinds of things, including pranks, I guess.
I wonder if he bought that friend a gift, or if anything happened after that.
Your friend's also in line for Christmas revenge.
Yeah, the horse head might be appropriate here.
You almost die, and you can team up, and you can plan your Christmas revenges.
They won't see it coming. They can do an exchange, like horrible bosses. You prank my gift giver, I'll prank yours. Nobody has to know.
What do we got?
All right, this one's from Ronan Hall, 1970. The Book of Saint Rambo, verse 1. God had tried to spite the Rambonites for spreading the digital gonorrhea. So John Rambo and the rest of the Rambonites raised the Ark of Balls and spoke, "Stay ballsy, my friends." And so God spoke, "Yeah, you are ballsy," and made a covenant to never try to spite the Rambonites ever again.
That's pretty funny.
That was great.
I like it.
It's very well thought out. Goes with the season a little bit.
If you have a church, you're like the leader of a church. Don't you like tax breaks and things?
Yeah.
Or churches don't have to pay taxes on their property and income, right?
Yeah.
I think it's time to start the church.
The Church of
Of
Rambo.
the Rambonites. I too will receive a tax break.
Stranger things have happened, sir.
This is book 1. This is an actual thing.
Yes.
I'm going to complete the book, and I'm going to get tax breaks, so it all works out.
The day is coming.
I'll read the next one, John.
All right. I'm just saying, we got to get some choirs set up and get some songs written. All right.
Okay, well, so this is in our... Put this on the list for 2012.
Okay.
This is from Ryan2WN for me. He says, what have you asked Santa for this year? Also, have you been naughty or nice? I think the Ramborgia is the best sounding thing I've ever heard from the list.
Oh,
I do agree with that.
He agrees with us. Nice.
So what have you asked Santa for, John? What are you looking for?
Oh, boy. I asked for the last book in a book series I've been reading for like 10 years. It's finally coming out.
Well, why don't you say what it is? People might be interested in that.
All right. Well, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's The Last Chronicles of Thomas Covenant, Book 3. I actually forgot what the name of the book was. I think it's Fatal Revenant or Against All Things Ending is the name of the book.
Okay.
In short,
you think you're actually going to get this?
I don't know. I'd like to. I think it came out last year, actually. It's a very strange book series. Kind of fantasy, kind of depressing. It's good. I don't know what else I asked for. I'm really bad to ask for Christmas. I asked for some music, actually, because I haven't bought any new CDs in a long time.
Where do you buy music from? Do you go to the store? What do you do?
There are no CD stores near me. The only place near me is Best Buy. And if I'm
Best Buy's the only one that's
going to
left.
shop at Best Buy, I feel like I might as well buy from Amazon.
Same deal, pretty much, right?
Yeah, except Amazon has some out there stuff that I don't really find at Best Buy. I have not seen No More Kings at Best Buy, so Amazon it is. What about you, man?
I need a lot of stuff. I don't think I'm going to get any of it, though. It's all pretty expensive. I'm not expecting anyone to do it. I need a lot of music equipment. I need a new computer so I can't render in HD right now.
Yeah.
So anytime I edit stuff and I can't put it out in HD, it's a problem. I don't know. The car's pretty shot. I don't know. I don't really need anything. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't need anything either. It's like, well, my parents were hounding me for a list.
That's cool.
I was like, well, and what's funny is there is some stuff.
Your parents are really good because, like, I remember one Christmas, your mother actually called me and she's like, "I want to get John something. What should I get him?"
Yeah, and you.
So she puts like your parents. They put like real effort in there.
Yeah, I feel bad though because they asked me some stuff I want, and I'm like, well, I could use a great cannon or some Empire troops for my Warhammer army, and they're like, no. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, they don't want to buy me. I'm like, hey, you asked what I wanted, man. I'm gonna buy it myself in a month then.
I think I hooked you up with Dragon Quest or something when they asked me.
Dragon Quest 8.
I was like, yeah, get Dragon Quest.
And they got me like the special edition or something too.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, it was awesome. That game was great.
But I'm not looking to get anything crazy. I've had an awesome year, and I'm going to get to that later on. We're going to talk about, since we're not doing a show next, we're talking about like New Year's and
oh yeah,
a 2011 recap.
You remind
I had such an awesome year. I don't need nothing. I'm good.
You did just remind me though. Somebody asked for what's a good JRPG for the PS2 or PS3. I'm like, yeah, dude, get Dragon Quest 8. It's a lot of fun.
PS2's got a lot of
best, but it's fun. Yeah, Persona, right?
Have you been naughty or nice?
Oh boy, me?
The Ramborgia is always naughty, sir. You should know that.
They're at their naughtiest when they seem the nicest.
Right. Let's continue here, John.
All right. This one is from Cyberdemon 531. I heard that somewhere Santa is an avid fan of strawberries. I thought, strawberries are fruit. So are oranges. Oranges can be turned into juice. An acronym for orange juice is OJ. OJ can also stand for Other John. Other John is, as the name implies, the other John. The original John, as you may have guessed, is John Rambo. John Rambo created the show. The show's co-host is Other John. Santa is a fan of the show. Also, my name is also John. I am part of this.
All right. Let's move on here.
I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat right now. There we go.
Yes. I think it hurts my brain.
All right. Well, this one's from Tonebender V5. It was my birthday on Friday, made extra special by the show. Since I didn't ask for anything, I just got money. And you've inspired me to start up my own YouTube channel and purchase a camera. This is mostly impertinent, so I came up with 2 festive catchphrases for the show. Have a zicky Christmas and a ballsy New Year.
Have a shitty Christmas and a ballsy New Year.
And the other one?
Have a ballsy Christmas and a shitty New Year. We all try to do our best and we would all try to have a very ballsy Christmas and shitty New Year this year. So we thank you, Tone Bender. Happy birthday to you as well.
Happy birthday, man.
And yeah,
It's good stuff. We got some thought-provoking stuff coming in from out there, huh?
it's some good stuff. We will be doing the mailbag later as well.
Yeah.
So always like to talk to the people, and as I always say, if you leave comments, please leave a lot of comments. You don't see us go over them. Doesn't mean we're ignoring them. We're just holding on to them for a later date, to a mailbag, a later show or something. I have a big archive with like hundreds of comments in it. So we'll get to it eventually.
The bulging mailbag.
So let's just talk about Christmas, John. You celebrate Christmas, right?
Yeah.
You've always celebrated it, or is this something new?
Well, I mean, there was a time when I wasn't born or when I was too young to actually have any idea what was going on besides feed me.
There's a time when you didn't exist.
Oh my gosh.
So, what Christmas stories do you have, John?
Well,
tell us, what are some memories, some things from your past?
I think
some horrible missteps, maybe some regrets, maybe some good things as well. What do you have to say?
Well, one of the best Christmases I had, this was a few years back, and this might remind you guys of an episode of Futurama with Fry's dog, because my family and I, we had a dog named Teddy, who was quite possibly the best member of our family ever.
I agree with that.
And for Christmas, we'd buy him gifts.
He was the best looking and smartest.
Oh yeah, definitely by a long shot. One time one of us was sitting down to eat lunch at the kitchen table. He barked to go outside so they could use the bathroom. The second they opened the door, he ran back to the chair, jumped on top, and started eating their lunch.
Are you serious?
Yeah, really smart. You got to be prepared. So this guy.
One time you had an entire pizza.
Oh yeah, he ate brownies too, and thankfully that didn't kill him. Yeah. But we're at my grandparents' house. We go there for every Christmas. We used to open presents at my parents' house, then drive to my grandparents' house on Long Island. An hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on traffic. Then open stuff with our grandparents there, and then our cousins, after they left their cousin's house with my aunt and uncle, they'd come over and we do stuff with them. So we're there at my grandparents' house. I think my aunt and uncle and everybody's arrived, and we bought everybody gifts, and we made sure to buy Teddy, our dog, gifts. Yeah. And this guy it was just so much fun seeing him there, because he knew when a gift was his. Like, he could just tell the way we unwrapped it, like poking it at him.
Was there like bones in it, or did you smell it?
Yeah, I don't know. This time it was kind of creepy, but kind of cool. It was a big stuffed toy that was maybe a third of the size of him.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
And like, we opened it up, and he went nuts. He loved the thing. He was biting it. It was squeaking all over the place. And then he grabbed it really, really strongly in his teeth, and he whipped his head back and threw it into the air. And then he jumped backwards and ran after it to catch it. Like, he's like, nope, you guys, I got this. You don't need to play fetch with me. I'm going to play fetch with myself.
Right.
He just tossed that thing around. He kept it for a really long time, and he'd use it as a pillow when he was tired. He loved that thing. And then I realized that's shaped like a person, and he chews it.
Right, as well as aggression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He loved that thing, man.
Getting it out.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Well, one of the memories I have, my favorite one, I would usually get really excited for Christmas morning. I'm sure a lot of people do. There's a couple I have very distinct, because I wanted something like really badly, and it wasn't always easy for my family, so sometimes I didn't always get exactly what you wanted, but a couple times I nailed it. The first one, Super Nintendo. I think I got it like release when it first came out. So I think it came out in like October, November, and I think I got it for Christmas. And that was I wanted it. I was going nuts. I would constantly remind the parents I wanted it. And then I finally got it. And if you ever saw the N64 kid, that video on YouTube, it's like screaming. It was pretty much like that scene.
Wow.
So Super Nintendo, I got Super Mario World with that. That was pretty awesome. And the year after that, I got Genesis. I got that after Super Nintendo.
Oh, dude, man.
Even though the Genesis came out before it, I believe. But then I really, because like then Sonic was like Sonic 2, I think. It was like a real big deal.
Yeah, that was like a good era.
Right. So I think Sonic 2 came out after that. That was like Sega coming back from like Super Nintendo came out and they're like, oh, here's Sonic 2. Screw you. So I really want Genesis, and I did get Genesis. That was pretty awesome. And N64 as well. It was a couple years later, but Those were the three I remember where I really wanted something badly that there was no way in hell that I, as a kid, would be able to buy. You know?
Yeah.
So, and I was able to get those gifts. That was really cool.
That's pretty amazing.
Yes.
Those things. Oh man, when you're a little kid, just getting something like that you really want to want it on.
There's nothing like, I mean, especially like a game console, because you wake up and you're like, did I get it? And then you run over, you open it, then you get to set it up, and then it's just like you just sit there all day playing. Yeah, it's just awesome.
And you can take turns with the family too. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess so, but
Likely story.
right. Those are good times though, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember when I was a kid. I think this was maybe one of the stupider things I've done. So I was a little kid, and either my grandma or my parents, they got me an air hockey table. And I thought this was the coolest thing ever. Right? I was so happy I got it.
Yeah.
The thing broke within a week.
Why? What happened?
I don't know what happened.
What was it made of?
It was, I mean, it wasn't like a big hardcore like $400 or $500 air hockey table. It was a table with a fan on the inside that could, blow enough air to support the puck. It wasn't one of those super big expensive dealies, but it was still a functional air hockey table until it broke. And I think this
was that thing like in your basement for like ever?
That's my foosball table.
Where do you get these things from?
Foosball, dude.
Where'd you get that?
That was probably a different Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, but those foosball tables, man, those aren't that the one I had was nice, but it wasn't like it was made of plastic, The really good ones are made of wood. So, it was a perfectly good foosball table, but it's not like one of the super expensive ones. So the air hockey table, one of my biggest regrets is that when I returned the air hockey table, I didn't replace it with another air hockey table.
What'd you get?
I think I got a couple of Nintendo games. Granted, one of them was really good. One of them was good. Okay. But I got Castlevania 3 out of the deal. But
so you returned a gift and you got other gifts.
Yeah, I felt I realized later that I would have been a lot happier if I had gotten the air hockey table, but my greedy.
Yeah, but air hockey table, like, don't you? I thought you were going to say like, oh, you realize you had no one to play with because like you have to have another person to use that. Right? No, seriously. I mean, seriously though, like you can't play that by yourself.
I know. Well, you can train.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. You can block the other goal.
You could run from one side to the other, but there's no way you could,
Dude, if you have a good enough air hockey table, the puck will bounce back at you. You block the other goal and you practice hitting targets.
So here's the problem. That's a good gift for like that's a good 70s gift. This was the 80s probably, and the 80s was the NES.
Yeah, but honestly, well, I would love. Oh my!
That's the generation gap right there.
Oh my gosh! I remember now. I got my NES for Christmas.
Okay.
2 years earlier.
When was this?
Oh my gosh! This must have been
late 80s,
88 maybe.
Right.
88, 89, because I got the NES, and I was so happy that I got the NES. Like you said, the whole family set it up. We were all playing Mario and Duck Hunt. Just like the box implies that people will do.
Right.
And I got Zelda. And I went berserk. I mean, I hope that my parents realize that that's one of the things that got me into reading too, because I took out the manual. I read through the manual. I read all the hints. I looked at the maps. Yeah, I just remember. I don't remember anything about the day except the sheer sense of joy.
Like all of our Christmas memories boil down to like what games we got.
Not all of them, man.
That's the majority of what we're talking about here.
I remember having a barehanded snowball fight outside my cousin's house a few years back. That was fun.
A couple years ago?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We just had an impromptu snowball fight, and nobody had gloves, or maybe I didn't have gloves, so we just went nuts.
Do you used to go to church on Christmas?
Yeah.
You used to go?
Yeah.
Like every year?
Sometimes we go, usually we don't.
It used to drive me nuts, because when I was a kid, like... Because, you just want to, like, be home and watch the shows, and... it's like, oh, we gotta go to church.
Yeah, well, this year...
I usually go on, like, Christmas Eve, which was even more annoying.
Yeah, well, this year...
You're so excited about the next day, and then you gotta, like, sit through church.
Yeah.
And I was just always, like, going nuts.
Yeah, little kids are bouncing off the walls and stuff.
Right, and then you gotta sit there for a while. And I went to Catholic school, too, so for me it was just, like, overkill,
Yeah.
So then, like, sit in church, and like, I knew, like, as soon as church was over, then it's like, oh, Christmas is on now.
This is it. Like, you're waiting
like, you just gotta get through. It's like you just gotta get through this, like, hour or whatever it is, and then then Christmas is on, you can enjoy it.
Oh, yeah, you're just waiting for the end, like,
Just wait for the end.
This is it. And then you got like the music playing in your head, like da 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 da, like some fast.
But now it's not as bad. It's
Bam.
like now I just don't go. So it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's do you observe it as a religious thing? Do you take it as such? That's religious.
I don't know. It's for me. Either way, for me, religion is an interesting subject. I try not to talk about it, but because I mean, I don't know. People can do what they want. It just seems like something like that. Just seems like it would be like a really personal thing and something to internalize. Like, and then you see people going around like preaching at everybody, saying they're all bad and stuff, or people yelling at you, like people yelling, like Christians yelling at atheists, atheists yelling at Christians. Just like, guys, just do what you're gonna do. It's chill.
Well, it's pretty ridiculous. Like the only time people go is during Christmas. For most people, they don't go to church. Only at Christmas
and
or
Easter.
Easter.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if you're gonna do that, then don't even bother, because then you're not really even. You're just doing it for because this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're not really going with the flow of what what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's why I like to think about things. You do it or you don't.
Don't do it half.
But I like to think that just because Christmas doesn't mean let's be happy and nice to people. You should be doing that all year round. You're trying to help everyone out, and I don't know. You definitely look at it a certain way.
Yeah, it's I don't know. People.
It's the end of the year for me, and it's like I like to think of it as like, it's time to be thankful for things that you have, and that you have health.
Yeah.
And that you have a job, and you have certain things like that. So in that sense, it's very spiritual to me, like in that way,
Just take some time out to reflect and be.
And it's also a day you could show your family appreciation for them.
Yeah.
And like that you have love for them and things like that. So.
It seems like you get a lot more togetherness and strength in your family from speaking with them about stuff and spending time with them in a setting where you can converse.
Right. And there's the people that just keep Christ and Christmas and all that. But if you're like attacking others who maybe don't follow your belief system, then you're really not keeping Christ in anything. You're doing the opposite of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. Getting deep here.
I know.
Let's continue on this road.
Down the deep road.
You believed in Santa Claus for a long time, right?
Yup.
At what point were you like, I don't believe in this thing anymore?
When my sister told me.
Are you an older sister?
Yup.
She never liked me that much.
No, I wouldn't say that at all.
She says no. No, she didn't. All right, that's another topic.
I was disagreeing with you. She did not like you.
Well, I'm just being stupid. That's not what we're talking about here today.
Huh?
There'll be an episode. We'll have her on. We'll talk about
dear
this.
Bob.
But would she like to come on, you think?
I could ask her. I mean, if you want to find out about life on the West Coast.
We should have her on. I think that'd be funny.
She can tell us about hitting the kangaroo in Australia.
All right, we should have her on sometime. But I think the other Ramborgia would like to say hello to her.
Okay, now you got me freaked out. But go on.
Oh, come on, dude. These are good people.
All
right, so you believed in Santa Claus, and then what? How old were you when this happened? She told you no. How old were you?
Gosh, I think I was in either first grade or beyond, I think. I don't remember exactly how it happened.
You didn't figure it out on your own, or you just what happened? Did you go to your parents after? And she told me this. Is it true?
I think for a while I was just I rationalized it in my head as, but it's the spirit of Santa Claus, and that's where all the presents come from.
Oh, you create a story. Well, you're a creative person.
Well, it was more like, Santa Claus isn't coming around delivering presents to everybody's house, but the spirit of giving is, giving gifts at Christmas time. That's the spirit of Santa Claus, because there was a story about, some dude who was giving this poor man money so I think so his daughters could get married or something. Whatever the original.
Those all kinds of stories.
Yeah, but that sort of thing.
I remember asking my parents when I would get something like an NES game or something. I remember I got Ninja Turtles 2 on the NES. I'm like, Santa made this in the workshop? Yeah. I'm how does he know how to make everything? What? They sell this at the store. So they were smart. They're oh yeah, well sometimes if the elves can't make it, they'll actually go to the store and get it for you and then bring it to the house. You're oh okay, that makes sense,
Yeah.
But I remember in school, I think it was probably first grade, like you said. And there was a group of kids that kind of I think one kid, his parents told him or whatever, and then he told a couple other ones, and they were the non-believers.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was like a group that was like, no, you guys are dicks. There is a Santa, and we believe in the Santa, and you're all a bunch of jerks. And there was like there's a dispute going within the classroom.
Fight.
It was pretty crazy. The believers versus the non-believers.
And it's really sad when you find out which camp was more right.
And then I just kind of like, I don't think anyone ever said anything, but you just kind of like figure it out. But I think a lot of people say that, oh, you shouldn't tell the kids that there is Santa. I think that's terrible because I think it's a really nice...
It's fun.
It's a fun thing for kids, I think.
I mean, what's funny is...
There is a sense, like, when you find out there isn't, there is a sense of, like, now it's like, oh, now shit's real. You know, now things just got real in my life.
Yeah.
Did you have that kind of, like, well, like, it was like a revelation, like, now I'm grown up?
Well, a little bit. It was like, oh my.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
Well, good thing we still have the Easter Bunny. Nah.
Oh, that thing's completely the joke.
Nah. But, like, honestly, my sister figured it out, I think, because I think at least once she noticed that my mom and dad used the same wrapping paper.
Oh, she was, like, on top of it like that.
Oh, yeah.
I know some people, I've heard stories of kids, like, setting traps and things.
For Santa?
Oh, yeah. Well, they'll stay up. They'll stay up all night, and they'll sneak into the rooms or whatever. I've heard all kinds of stories like this.
Like they're expecting the Grinch to come in and steal their stuff. Honestly, though,
I don't know. But I've heard stories of people being afraid of the Easter Bunny, actually, and then people have to be like, "There's no Easter Bunny."
Honestly, man, I still like leaving out like a couple cookies and a glass of milk each year.
You still do it?
I like to. I forgot last year, I think, but I still like.
Yeah, you gotta clean it up the next morning. Oh man,
F that sauce. You pour the milk out and eat the cookies.
I love the whole idea of it and stuff. I think it's awesome.
I think one of my family members would eat the cookies though after I went to sleep, which was nice. Like a couple years.
Yeah, they would do that.
But
drink half the milk or whatever.
Back to your point about Santa building Nintendo games.
Yeah.
When I have kids, there's one thing I want to do for my kids, and that's I want to get them either I make it myself or buy a handmade toy or a toy that could be that could theoretically be handmade.
Yeah, I understand that, but like the problem is kids don't want that anymore.
Well. That's what's funny. Like, a toy wooden train set is just as much fun now as it used to be. The only problem is there's so much other fun things out there that it might be less fun by comparison,
Right.
I mean, I remember when I was a little kid, I had a toy helicopter. And it was just a block of wood cut in the shape of a helicopter with two iron wire treads and then two propellers. And I love that. I still have that helicopter. I love that thing.
Right.
There's just something nice about it. I mean, it doesn't have to be their main gift, but come on, you can get one of those things for like $5, and the kid might be, oh look, I got a wooden toy. But I don't know.
That's all growing up is you just realize that things aren't real that you were told.
Yeah.
So like, there's a Santa, no. You're told that there's an efficient government that creates laws for you, no.
Yeah. Oh boy, let's. It's a good thing I put my tinfoil hat on earlier because there's a lot in that category.
Told that your parents care about each other and your teachers care about you. It's all not true.
You're told that things are going to get a whole lot harder every further step you take.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, but not in the way they tell you.
But I hope we're not being too negative. I love Christmas time.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I actually should have said this. I forgot to mention this. Huh? I have a small Christmas tree in my room. I keep it all year.
Aww.
So I have a Christmas tree in my room all year. It's it's a small tree, but all year round it's there, and I have ornaments on it and stuff like that. So that's how much I love the Christmas season. I'm very much a fan of it.
Yeah, I don't have a tree, but
and as I mentioned last year, or as I mentioned last week on the show, I went to I always do the Rockefeller Center thing and the whole New York City tourist run every Christmas, and I'm a big fan. I love it. So I love Christmas trees. I love the lights, and I think Christmas trees should always be out because it's like a sign of, it's a symbol of merriment. Is that a word?
Yes. Yeah.
And great, a symbol of merriment and great positive. And there's nothing negative about that, So I always keep one out all the time.
Yeah. Now, I don't have a Christmas tree, but I do have 2 angel wing begonias that are about 2 or 3 feet tall. So I hang ornaments on them every year.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We got into some crazy topics here.
We
wasn't supposed to go. This is supposed to go down these roads, but we traveled them.
Well, as long as you don't get mugged. This is the shady part of town.
I want to talk about Christmas movies.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to throw a couple at you, and maybe if you got some for me, or just give me your thoughts on some of the ones I mentioned. First, I want to talk about A Christmas Story. Of course, brought us the famous line, "You'll shoot your eye out, kid," which was on a shirt that I wanted to get, but it sold out. I had a shirt that I got. I don't know if you saw it. I was in a couple of videos. It says, "Keep on believing."
No.
It had Santa on it.
Yeah.
I wore that in a few videos, but I wanted this shirt, but it sold out. But
Sad face.
it's a great movie. Very politically incorrect for its time, especially since it's supposed to be like a family movie. Of course, you have the lamp, the famous lamp. It's a leg.
Yeah.
You have the kid. I think his name's Ralphie or something
I
like
think it's
that.
Ralphie, right?
And he uses the F word in a scene. You remember this?
Vaguely, swears and I, man. This movie was a long... Dude, I saw this movie when I was a little kid, man.
He helps, like, his father gets like a flat tire, and he goes to help his father, and he winds up cursing, and his father like punishes him. Whatever. My favorite scene in the movie, though, is the beginning, where I think Ralphie, he wants the BB gun, the rifle, and he goes to Santa's lap, and it's like this in like a mall, okay, and you go up like a ladder, and Santa's at the top of this thing, and he sits on Santa's lap, and he can't get out the words of what he wants. So they're like, all right, get this kid out of here. And you have this crazy elf guy. And he puts Ralphie on this like slide.
Yeah, that much
Sits
I remember.
Down. Right. So then he's going down the slide and he like stops. Okay. And he starts crawling up the slide and he's like, hold on. I want the rifle, the Red Rocket, or whatever, the Red Ranger rifle, whatever it's called. And then Santa just looks at him. He's like, shoot your eye out, kid. And then the elf comes over and just like boots him in the head and just kicks him down the slide. But that's an awesome movie consider when it came out and stuff. It's pretty awesome.
All I remember is that there's a slide and the leg lamp.
Okay. The next one I wanted to speak of, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which is one of the amazing claymation Christmas movies. I'm sure you've seen this one, right?
I can't remember it.
Meister Burger.
I remember nothing.
All right, this is basically a claymation-looking, similar to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And it's made in 1970s. What is basically a hippie Santa. It's a young Santa. It's a story of Santa, and he's got a red beard, and he lives with his family. I think I'm not sure if they're the Claus family or something like that.
Yeah, he lives with Dr. Claus' family.
The Kringles, okay? And the Kringles make toys for the kingdom.
Make potato chips.
Are you making things up?
No. Yes.
Okay. But there's this dude, he's the mayor, he's the Meister Burger. You never saw this?
No, this sounds insane.
Oh, you're going to have to watch this. I can't believe you never saw this. This is like a classic movie. It's probably on TV right now, I guarantee you.
I don't have TV.
So Santa's young, and he decides that Kris Kringle is his name. He's not Santa yet. He's going to sneak into this town, and he's going to deliver toys to the kids. And he's basically a hippie. He's all about peace and love. And the mayor, Meister Burger, he outlawed toys.
What?
And he's all about like oppression and things like that. So it's all symbolism of the time it came out. Mm-hmm. It also has the awesome song, "Put One Foot in Front of the Other." You don't know this?
No.
Oh my God! What is going on here? I'm gonna get you this movie for Christmas. You're to watch it.
I'm sad now.
There's an evil wizard.
Oh,
He's an evil wizard that lives in between where the Kringles live and where this town is. So Kris Kringle has to like cross through this part of barren, snowscape land.
Yeah.
And there's an evil wizard there, and the wizard tries to like attack him, and then he teaches him this song called "Put One Foot in Front of the Other." Teaches him how to like walk.
Wait, the wizard teaches him?
No, the wizard doesn't know how to walk, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, does that make him not evil anymore?
You know what it is? Like the wizard doesn't know how to be anything but evil.
Oh.
So Kris Kringle teaches him it's very easy to be good. You just start being good. You put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be traveling across and through that door. It's a great song, great story of redemption. And the wizard actually turns good, and he's the one that helps Kris Kringle become Santa because he has the magic that allows the reindeer to fly.
Aw, that's awesome.
I can't believe you never saw that. You're going to have to watch this.
Yeah, man.
So another one I want to talk about, Home Alone.
Oh, I was hoping you'd get to this one. This one I've seen.
Home Alone's kind of like a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas,
What you
of course.
did, you little jerk.
And that was a big movie when we were kids. I remember going to Home Alone 2 in the theater, and it was so crowded that the movie theater was so greedy at the time they didn't just stop selling tickets. They would oversell. There was people singing standing and in aisleways. It was insane, man.
And then the fire marshal yelled at them.
No, they just let it go. And I'd never been to a movie like that before.
Wow.
There's people standing and people sitting in the aisles. It was just a massively popular movie. So what do you have to say about this movie?
I watched this over and over and over again as a kid. I mean, the main Christmas parts is just seeing, having a huge family get together, and then seeing how sometimes they don't get along, and then when they're all apart, Kevin, who wished to just be alone, realizes how much he needs his family and loves them and misses them.
And something that kids love is a kid beating adults is something. That's something a kid really loves.
It's always dangerous because you can't have it go the other way around.
It was violent as hell too. I mean, I wonder if kids would build things in their homes and then attack their parents with them.
I don't know. I never did. Heck, I got Home Alone.
I didn't do it either. I never heard of anyone doing it. But I'm sure some kid did this. They built something where their dad opened a door and a freaking axe came down on it.
Oh, or they tarred some nails into the floor.
Right. Those are John Hughes, man. He produced those movies. He made some great movies, and he made the most money he ever made was off Home Alone, probably, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I always watch it if it's on. Home Alone 2 is really kind of stupid.
Yeah,
it's insane.
That was trying. Both movies tried to teach you the value of friendship and looking beyond people's initial appearance.
Home Alone 2 though, because he's in New York. Okay, he gets lost in New York. His parents go somewhere else. He gets sent to New York. Marv and what's the other dude's name? The Sticky Bandits.
Joe Pesci,
and Marv. I don't remember his name. They're also in New York too.
What a coincidence!
They broke out of prison and they find him, and then he lures them to this abandoned house, which was his uncle's house or something, but they're not there, and then he beats them up there. I was like, okay, but it's still fun to watch.
Oh yeah. It. And that was how the idea for Saw began. Yeah,
it's really a horror movie. Yeah, but Kevin McAllister versus Jason or Freddy. Kevin McAllister wins.
Oh my, because that's the only person who can stand up to Freddy's twisted things.
That should be a great crossover because he's a kid and he goes into his dreams and then he hits Freddy with all kinds of objects in the dream.
Yeah, because they always use settings usually from your life.
Right. Okay. We'll save that for the Halloween episode. Next one, I want to talk about Elf, the movie Elf, which of course starred Will Ferrell wearing stockings the entire movie.
Oh baby!
I love the movie. What do you think about it?
I haven't seen it yet.
How do you not see any Christmas movie?
I wanted to see. Honestly,
you've seen nothing, dude.
I think I saw Fred Claus.
We're not talking about Fred Claus. It doesn't count.
I've seen some Christmas movies.
Elf? How did you not see Elf?
I just didn't.
It's been out for 6 years.
Yeah, I haven't played Final Fantasy VI yet either. I've got a backlog here, man.
All right, I'm gonna have to get you Elf and freaking Santa Claus is coming to town. I can't believe this. But it's an awesome movie. I'd say of all the Christmas movies that have come out over the last long time, 10 years or whatever, 15 years, this is the one that's probably going to be considered a classic, I think, years and years from now. Very funny. Will Ferrell's awesome.
So he can play a very good-natured fellow.
Basically, the storyline is that Santa goes to an orphanage to deliver toys. Will Ferrell is a small baby, crawls into Santa's sack, and then Santa brings him accidentally back to the North Pole, where he is then raised by elves. Then he returns to New York City to find his original family. And hilarity ensues. It's a great movie.
Sounds heartwarming.
You were so... I have to get you these movies.
Yeah, no, dude, I've wanted to see the movie. I just never got around to it.
This is what your gift is going to be. I can't believe this. Hopefully you saw this one, Bad Santa. Did you see this?
I saw it at a friend of mine's birthday party. I actually...
All right.
Yeah.
Bad Santa, another one's great. It's more of an adult-themed Christmas movie. But it's for that person in your family that doesn't really like Christmas that much. You just like the Christmas season, perhaps, or maybe you just like a funny movie as well.
You're a big Billy Bob Thornton fan.
Billy Bob Thornton is amazing in the movie, playing a thief that dresses as Santa, and then works as Santa in the malls, and then eventually robs the stores of their money.
Yeah.
Well, it's just really well done, really, really funny. Like, when it came out in the theater, I think people were like, screw that, I don't know, whatever. And then I eventually saw it like on like HBO or something, and I thought it was like amazing movie. Not just for a Christmas movie, but just a great movie in general.
Hilarious.
I think it's really awesome. So I really like that one. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I saw it as a child. I barely remember it. All I remember is the joke about nipples at the store.
This is strange because I watch all these movies like hundreds of times. I watch them like every year.
I'd like to tell you.
So I've probably seen this movie like 10 times.
Well, I should probably confess this too. I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, I can almost understand 'cause it's like before your time.
But it's always on.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
National Lampoons.
That's Christmas Vacation. Very hilarious movie. It's one of my favorites. I watch it every year. Chevy Chase as Best.
Yeah.
It's got all kinds of great cameos. It's got Elaine from Seinfeld makes an appearance as well.
She must have been pretty young then.
But we can't really get too deep into it because John never saw the movie.
Sorry.
Moving on. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's the claymation
Claymation
one with the Island of Misfit Toys, right?
Yes, have you seen this?
As a small child, yes.
All right, you're gonna get this one too.
But
This is going in your stocking. I love the movie. The music is amazing. Like you said, the Island of Misfit Toys is a
he
song.
wants to be a dentist.
I just think it's the greatest, one of the best songs ever. I love the song. Okay?
Don't sing it, we'll get sued.
An Island of Misfits. I love the whole idea of it. And of course, that's part of the movie where Rudolph goes to this misfit island because he's been outcasted because he's different than everyone else. Only to find out that what makes him different also makes him better than everyone else. And he uses his different gift, his great gift, to help Santa get through the terrible winter storm because his nose lit up the sky. Isn't that a bizarre mutation for a reindeer to have, a glowing nose?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's scary enough that they learn to talk.
Right.
Those things are fierce, dude.
Some people may say that I have a mutated nose, so I actually am very fond of this story. Perhaps my nose will come into handy someday and help Santa in some fashion. I don't know.
We can only hope.
But one thing I want to say about this movie, when I was like 16, 17 years old, I found the soundtrack at like a Caldors or like a Jamesway. One of these stores don't exist anymore.
Oh.
But I found the soundtrack and I thought it was so bizarre that they even made the soundtrack for this movie. And I was like, wow, this is so strange. So I bought it, and it was like the summer. It was like June or July in the summer. And I was kind of crazy as a kid, like around that age, like 17 years old. I would drive around town, and like if I was in like a parking lot or something, I'd pull in. I'd be blasting this Christmas music during like the summer.
Oh,
people would just be like freaked out.
That would be awesome.
So I think I liked that at the time. I was kind of crazy, and I liked that kind of reaction and stuff. So I remember one time, and I worked at Toys R Us, and like everyone was leaving at the same time, and I turned the car on, started blasting the music, like it's Christmas music. I'm driving around the parking lot screaming, "It's Christmas, everyone! It's Christmas!" It was like free June. We were just like, "What the hell? This dude's crazy." So I don't know. I thought that was funny at the time. It was really funny. It's still something that a lot of people bring up. But if I haven't seen someone for like a long time, and that's one of the first things they'll bring up to me. "Oh, we used to drive around the Christmas music in the summer." It's pretty funny. And the last one I want to talk about, I don't know, is there any other ones you wanted to bring up?
Couple.
All right, what do you got?
Die Hard.
I guess there's got to be Christmas. That doesn't really count.
No, just kidding. Frosty the Snowman, dude.
See, I was never a big fan of Frosty because I liked the claymation style, and that was more like the hand drawn.
Yeah, but old school hand drawn, you can't diss that, man.
No, it was good. I just don't think it holds up. But what do you have to say about this?
I mean, it had a couple of cute songs that will never get out of your head. I mean, it's kind of a sad story when you think about it. It's almost like the kids growing up, too. Like, when you think about, Frosty's going away. Because he's a snowman. He's ephemeral. Yeah. He can't last.
Yeah, the end is terrible. Like, he just dies, basically, right?
Yeah, and also, I mean...
Then he comes back every Christmas.
Yeah, but you gotta feel bad for that wizard, dude. I mean, he loses his hat, and then these kids take it, and then, oh...
Right.
But yeah, if you go back and look at these movies, there's deep undertones. One movie I remember that's
Oh yeah.
There's a movie I remember. Okay, I was a small child. We were watching this, and I remembered nothing about the movie. All I remembered was there was an evil witch, and she had a mirror, and it broke, and a shard of the glass fell out of the sky into a boy's eye, and it turned him dark and cold. And
what the hell is this movie?
I always wanted to watch it. It's animated, it's really old.
Sounds insane.
It's really old, and I found it on DVD about 4 years ago. I haven't actually watched it yet. It's the Snow Queen.
Wow.
And it starts off, it looks like you're in Sears or something. There's this kindly old gentleman who's probably a famous actor from like the 40s, 50s, or 60s, or 70s, surrounded by children. There's tons of gifts everywhere, and it's so cute and quaint. They're all like, "Tell us a story, tell us a story," and then he starts telling them this creepy story about the Snow Queen. It's like 1 snowflake, 2 snowflakes, 3 snowflakes, 4. You will see the Snow Queen if you count 1,000,000 more. Like, what?
You found this at the Occult Depot or something?
I found it like the $2 bin at like a Walmart or something.
It's frightening. What else?
I have it.
You mentioned Fred Claus. That was okay. It's got Paul Giamatti, who's a very great actor.
That was an okay movie. I think we watched it because it was on TV while my friend was cooking, and I didn't want to put anything we cared about.
I don't think it's up there with like Elf or
by no stretch of the imagination. No.
Right.
It was interesting.
Anything else?
Other Christmas movies? Off the top of my head, not really. I mean, you could watch Tree of Might and draw ornaments on the gigantic tree, but that would be stupid.
The main one I want to talk about, my favorite of all time.
Oh.
A Christmas Carol.
Oh, which version?
I love all the versions. I'm going to talk about that. It's my favorite, one of my favorite Christmas movies. One of my favorite movies, and I think it's an awesome book and everything. It's just a great story. I love all the versions, including the old one. There's a black and white version, and then there's one that came out a couple years later. It's a color version. It's probably like in the 50s, 60s, and there's one from before that. I like the black and white one. If you want to go with the live action stuff, I think that the black and white lends itself to the the visual presentation really well.
Yeah, it gets the whole. I mean, it kind of gives you
a dark story.
It gives you the bleakness of Scrooge's life, for one.
Right. It's a little colder. It's a little, visually. I love the Muppets version as well. Yeah. I also love the Jim Carrey version that came out last year. I think was a 3D animation movie.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's really good too. I also like Scrooge, which is kind of like a takeoff.
Oh, Bill Murray! I love that movie. Oh my gosh!
But I love the movie. It's a great story of redemption and not letting the past ruin your future and change and things like that, rebirth and things like that. Yeah. All stuff I really like, and has really dark moments like the Ghost of Christmas Future.
Yeah.
It's basically like a ghoul, like a hooded something from Lord of the Rings or something like that, cool. Yeah, basically. And that's in the Christmas movie. That's pretty awesome, and it's got a really positive message as well. It's got dark stuff like Tiny Tim will. Yes, he will. I see an empty seat here at the Cratchit home in the future if things are not changed the way, and it makes you kind of think about what can you do to change, things in your surrounding life and things like that,
Yeah, I mean, it kind of tries to teach you that you've got to enrich the lives of.
And it's so true. And it shows that Scrooge, he had so much money, but he essentially had nothing really.
Yeah, he's just an old man all by himself.
He basically has nothing, even though he has the money and things like that. But he, there was nothing beyond that. So
yeah. Well, one note. My aunt and uncle's dog is named Marley, but when it gets to be Christmas time, I start calling him Jacob. Scrooge's partner is Jacob Marley.
I think he attacks you.
No, although he does howl if you pet him too long.
What?
Yeah.
So that's it for the Christmas movies. Christmas movies are a big part of Christmas for me. I mean, I always try to watch a couple of them, and I think they all have a lot of them have good messages. And
yeah, and it's something nice
that
you can do with
they're not just for kids. I mean, there's actual substance in there and things that'll, help you in your everyday life.
You have to look a little deeper in some of them. Some of them are just seem like tra-la-la, and you watch a little bit more, and you see what they're really going for.
Yeah, this time of year I really try to center myself and get ready for the next year to come. Get
yourself charged up for the next 365 or 6 days.
make peace with the previous year and move forward.
Yeah.
So that's a good segue here. We'll talk about since we're not gonna have a show next week. We'll talk about New Year's, new things. But let's focus on the past year for a bit. Let's ask you, John, what are some moments from 2011 for you that you thought were good moments, bad moments, whatever? Just what are some moments? Just give us some moments.
All right.
2011 that you would like to speak about.
There was when I was on vacation with some of my friends, and we went to go see the Absinthe show. We just sat down, and that was really fun. But actually, no, from that trip,
in Vegas?
Yeah, in Vegas. But from that trip, the most fun thing, yeah, that was just hilarious. The jokes were good, and it was the four of us just sitting down, hanging out, having a good time, watching these acrobats and whatnot, like this dude climbing a tower of chairs and whatnot to the ceiling. I don't know, it was just a lot of fun. And then, just getting to walk around with, some of my good friends from college. That was nice.
Right.
Other good moments? Wow, I know there were some. I'm trying to remember where else I went this year. I know I did a bunch of things. I went to Otakon, which was a lot of fun. With some other friends from school, and it's always nice to see those guys. I don't see them very often. And, it's so hard looking back now, trying to remember everything that I've done over the past year. There's so many things. There was Comic-Con with you and Phil and selling candles with my friend Pete all day. And that was...
Those things are up there for me.
Yeah.
I got Too Many Games convention and Connecticut were two fun times that we went to conventions.
Yeah.
And I think Too Many Games, we went to Delaware by accident. That was fun.
Oh, I fell asleep and I wake up and we're in Delaware.
That's one of the best parts about this whole YouTube thing and the show and all that is there's basically a diary of memories that can be accessed at any time in the future.
Yeah,
So I'm I remember with Too Many Games, I can go back and look at some of those videos. That's a pretty cool thing. And the show is basically a weekly diary, things went on and stuff.
Yeah,
so
if there's something important, you'll know just as we will. And we can go back
maybe
to
we
it.
should go back and review it and find out what I did myself.
Yeah, we're compressing every week of our lives into about an hour and a half.
Right, it's pretty cool. It's an awesome thing. But
It's deep.
yeah, Too Many Games, Connecticut were great, fun times. Some of the natural disasters we had this year, Hurricane Irene, was pretty crazy.
Snowtober.
Hurricane Irene flooded my house, and I had no power for a week.
Yeah.
That was pretty wild. That was a long time ago at this point. Snowtober, the Halloween blizzard was crazy.
Yeah, camping out at my house.
I actually had to leave my house and stay with you for a week.
Yeah.
Super Battle Opera qualifiers were this year. I tried to. It's kind of interesting. I spent a good chunk of time this year preparing for that tournament. And that was the one that I won in 2010. If you win, you go to Japan as part of Team USA. So I spent a lot of time preparing for that. And that was in the spring. And I did not win this time for several reasons. Basically, the main one being that the cabinet, I'm saying cabinet singular. It's supposed to be cabinets, but they had one cabinet. Was really bad, pure trash. But it didn't work out. It was kind of a blessing in disguise. And I think the year kind of took a turn at that point. And perhaps my life as well. Because if I had won, I basically would be spending the next couple of months preparing for Japan and playing a lot of games, and then playing games in Japan, which is what I did in 2010. But instead, I got home and I didn't have to do that because I didn't make it, and I put a lot of time into making music and writing things, and then eventually that led to the show. I don't know if the show would have been created if not for if I had won that. So it was kind of like a maybe destiny in some fashion or not. I don't know. So things kind of took a turn there, and that's where we are now. So it all kind of worked out.
Yeah. I mean...
So, yes, continue.
No, it's good. I mean, you never know what the end result of any happening is going to be. And
right.
It may seem bad at first, and then you realize, wow, that was pretty sweet.
There always is a result, though, no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
If you try something, if you do something, there is always an outcome.
If you do something or if you don't do something, you've still done something.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess
no,
so.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of there's the song "Free Will" by Rush. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Is a line in the song,
Right.
and if you choose to do something or not to do something.
You still have made a choice.
And something's still going to happen as a result of
well,
that.
If you do nothing, then you pretty much know what the outcome will be, though. There is an outcome.
You don't necessarily.
But you have a better understanding.
But you don't know what exactly is going to happen as a result of it. You can
You never know what's going to be no matter what.
Yeah, that's the point.
But if you want to actually accomplish something...
You have to do it. You have to do something.
You have to try different methods to get to that point.
Yes.
But, I don't know. I feel like I'm at my best at my lowest points. It's kind of weird. But, I don't know. You always have to try to... If something doesn't work out, on one road, you turn right onto another and keep... As long as you keep moving forward, though, that's what it's all about. And last year I had made a video at the end of the year where I had made the claim that 2010 was the best year I ever had. And I want to say now that I actually spoke too soon because of all the viewers, the listeners, the Ramborgia, the Ramboholics, whatever you want to call yourselves at this point. I have to say now 2011 was actually the best year I ever had, greatly surpassed 2010. And I've been incredibly blessed and lucky this year. All thanks to you guys. And you guys have changed my life in incredibly positive ways, and it only seems to get better and better. So I hope that perhaps I brought something good to your lives as well, because you certainly have done so for me, and I definitely can't thank you all enough. And I promise that my pledge for 2012, my promise, is I will work my ass off to bring you more and better, shitty, optional entertainment. There is great things to come, my friends. Every day I'm working on thinking about things and coming up with things, and I hope you stay tuned and check that stuff out.
So everyone, let me say now, our goal for 2012 is to make sure that Rambo saying that 2011 is the best year of his life has to change. We have to get him to push it to 2012. This is on you. This is on me. Let's make this a good year.
Well, 2012 is already going to be looking to be awesome to me. There's a legit army of people now behind us and behind me, and got this awesome platform. This is like a dream come true. I've said this before in the show, but doing this show is like a dream come true. The fact that you can sit here and just talk about stuff, whatever you want to talk about, no censorship, nothing is off limits. Say whatever I want, and there's a audience that checks it out and seems to enjoy it. I mean, that's an awesome thing. And so I really am just grateful for the viewers, and I've spoken and interacted with a lot of you guys, and I hope to continue doing that. And you've all, like I said, you made 2011 the best year ever had. So I think moving forward now let's kick 2011 in the ass and make way for 2012, and the show will return early in 2012, right?
Yes.
In 2 weeks we will return, and one of the first things we're doing, I think the first week of January, we're going to MagFest. Mm-hmm. So I can only imagine like what that's going to be like, and I can't even imagine, where things will be going in 2012. I never thought that we'd get to where we are now, or things have gone to where they are now. So who knows? I can't wait to find out though what 2012 will bring us. So
please allow me also to say that I'm nowhere near as eloquent as my comrade here, John Rambo.
Just gotta let it flow.
But there's no way to say anything even close to what John said about how he feels. But I'm really grateful to everybody out there for listening to us. I mean, it's a lot of fun working with John and knowing that despite the fact that I say random stupid garbage all the time, that you guys are finding it at least moderately entertaining, at least my part. So I want to say that it's been a lot of fun. It's been fun hearing from you guys, catching up with you guys on Twitter and everything, comments, videos. I met a couple of you in person before. And I really want to say thank you for listening and being out there. Without it's your support really that gives us a lot of like impetus. Like, wow, we're really doing something out there, and just want to say thank you.
I mean, it's the best gift. Your attention and your comments and just basically checking my stuff out. That's the greatest gift I could ever ask for or get. So. I'm incredibly blessed and lucky, as are you, OJ.
I know it. I mean, we are very fortunate to have the wonderful Ramborgia here, and just everybody out there, and our friends and everyone. Families.
So, my friends, I just want to thank you again, and I want to wish you all happy holidays, whatever it is that you do. Follow Christmas, Hanukkah, maybe you're just getting a nice day off from work.
Yeah.
That's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you have a great holiday, an awesome New Year. And I just want to say, I love you all, and we will be back in 2 weeks. Don't forget about us during that time.
We'll miss you very much.
We will return. Rambo's mailbag will be up in a couple days. Hopefully you'll check that out. And here we go. We'll be back in 2012. Any final words, OJ?
Just want to say thanks again. Enjoy the holiday season. Have a great start to the new year, and we resolve to bring you some quality entertainment come 2012.
Yes, we will be back. We have a lot in store for you.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it will be pleasurable, some will be painful.
Your job is to be able to tell which from which.
Yes, that is your mission. So, as always, for OJ, my name is John. I'm signing off. Thank you for listening to John Rambo Presents, the best in free and optional entertainment. Stay ballsy, my friends. Good night and goodbye.